Okay, we're live. Alright.
So anyhow,
Okay.
she
Okay, we'll go ahead and bring this Board of Works meeting to order. Were you both given a chance to review the minutes from the previous meeting held on July 15th?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes as emailed.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Oh, we got a pretty healthy agenda here. We'll start off. Okay, you're up here. Okay, we have some people from Commonwealth Engineering here to talk about an agreement with SRF funding.
How's everybody doing?
Good, Ben. How are you doing? Will you check and see if that button's pushed? There should be a light on the back end of it.
Chris is better at this than I am.
Okay. I think if you hold it down, I think it comes on. All right.
So Ben Adams, Commonwealth Engineers. Chris Harrison is with me as well. So last time I was here was about a month ago. We had the public hearing for the PER. Literally seemed like not even a week later, it was right over the 4th of July, we received an email from SRF stating that the city was in their fundable range and they wanted to offer funding for a project. And the email was sort of hard to decipher, quite frankly, even though they wanted to know when the city would close on funding in fiscal year 2026, which runs from now until June 30 of next year. And then they wanted to know the amount of funding that the city wanted. But then in addition to that, they wanted to also know the amount of grant funding you guys wanted. So at the time, we powwowed with the city's financial advisor and the mayor, myself, and Aaron, and I don't know, Ann, were you on that call?
I was on that
Okay.
call.
Sorry, I couldn't remember.
It's okay.
It's been a month. Anyways, we all decided they were offering the money for the whole 21 million. We decided, and it sort of looked like from the email, that's what I took it as, that they were offering 5 million for lead services and they were offering 7.5 for the water project. So I sort of thought 12.5 was really the funding that you guys could be eligible.
Just a second. Hey guys, we can't hear up here. Okay.
So, we decided to put in the email basically saying the city was interested in the money. We said 12.5 million as a project size. We obviously requested what we thought was the biggest grant amount, which was 5 million, and sent that back to SRF. The very next week, I had a conversation with Alex Hilt, who is their director of finance, and he asked me a couple things, but one of the things he wanted to know was why we didn't want to do the whole project. And I said, well, I think everybody just felt more comfortable with the smaller project. And I said, Jennifer sort of looked at rate impact to a certain degree. And he said, well, that could affect your scoring. So I then came back at him and said, hey, all these projects are the same. We picked them for a reason so we could sort of cherry pick what we wanted to do at the end of the day. And he then got back to me and said, that's fine. He said, I dug into it a little bit more, talked to some of their engineers and said, that's fine, 12.5's fine. He originally was saying just loan was 0% interest. So that was at least one offer that I heard. I then responded to him and said, we targeted areas that we thought were lower income for certain projects so we could take advantage of grant funding, assuming, we could get some. And he then responded and said, I see that now because we prepared a disadvantaged communities memo, which we always do. And at the time, he then came back and said, okay, I see this now and I see it more clearly. And he said, you're probably going to target these areas. And I said, yes, we are. And so, again, I think what the city's looking at, worst case, is 12.5 million at 0%. Best case is a $12.5 million project with grant funding of some sort. So, I think when I looked at the numbers that Jennifer had prepared, although she hasn't done any kind of full-blown loan rate study or anything, it was maybe another $10 on the bill, around that, and that was just all loan at 0% on a 35-year term. sort of left it at that. He said, okay, I'm gonna slot Decatur in for funding. We had agreed to try to close on March 31 of 2026, or around about then. And so I sort of thought maybe we would hear something more, but I knew we were in the game, you know what I mean? So the very next week, I talked to one of their section chiefs down at SRF. She had some leftover grant monies from when they were doing the investigations and the inventories and the PERs. She said she had 400 grand left and wanted to know if Decatur wanted 200 to continue to pursue investigations or to help out with this proposed project. So of course I'm like, yes, we want every dime we can get. So we set up a call with Camille Miners, who's with SRF, for the following Friday. She explained how the money can be used to the mayor and Bill and Aaron, and said that 200 was pretty much, you know, we were good for the money. And so at that time, I asked Aaron and Bill to look at the list of projects. It was 14 projects, and I said, you know, let's try to hone in on whatever number of projects and whatever priority we think they need to be in, so that we can, you know, land on a $12.5 million deal, which they immediately got back to me, which I appreciated, and gave me 9 separate areas. That was about a little over 12 million for the PER. Some of the things weren't totally accurate, so we backed off a couple of other items, but long story short, at the end of the day, it's probably about 11.6 in construction costs, as outlined in the PER, so planning level costs. And so at that time, I decided to put pen to paper, put together a proposal. I don't know, do you guys have this proposal? Do it.
You sent it to me, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I should have done this immediately. And basically the proposal is an engineering proposal. There's a lot of, it's heavy on investigation because as a part of the lead service line replacement program, you have to really truly document that it's lead, or else they're not gonna fund that replacement of that service line, at least not on the homeowner side of things. So there's surveying in here for the areas we wanna replace mains. There is an investigative portion of this that's extremely detailed. We need to, per the EPA and per SRF, reach out to the affected parties of the areas we want to make improvements a minimum of 4 times. And that can be done via the website, it can be done in a meeting such as this. But then beyond that, I'm suggesting we send a letter that I'll help pen with Ann to the affected people. And we're talking about approximately 330 structures. So either businesses and or homes, primarily homes. And we'll basically explain the program to them that we're getting this funding. We can replace the main all the way up to basically your house. And it's all gonna be funded through this project. And then we've done this several other times, so it's not like I'm reinventing the wheel here with some of the people. But we'll then solicit what I'll call a right of entry form from each of the residents that will allow us then to do additional investigation on their side of the curb stop and try to ferret out what's actually truly lead and what's not. So at the end of the day, when we put together the project, we'll replace lead services all the way to the house when we need to. When we don't, we won't. And so this thing will evolve as a project as we go through the investigative stages until we know almost, without a doubt, what's lead that needs to actually be replaced. We're supposed to actually even take photographic evidence of individual services so that they can see that, we've done our due diligence and then move forward. The proposal also goes through the design and the improvements. I think I specifically say it, although I don't break it out. I foresee this being a project that will bid in 3 separate contracts so that we can take that 11.5 or whatever it is and put it into, let's just say, bite-sized projects that we can get a lot more contractor participation on. And I think that that works well for us anyway, just because I think certain of these projects are gonna be more difficult than others, and so, you know, I'd rather have, you know, good contractors working on certain pieces and, you know, the other stuff that's maybe off the main roads or in other areas that are less heavily trafficked can be done, you know, by contractors that maybe aren't as big. So, it goes through bidding, it goes through permitting. I think there'll be extensive permitting with not only the railroad, but also NDOT. So there'll be quite a bit of coordination with NDOT just because one of the main replacements is on Monroe. So, and it runs the entire length from the highway, well, from 27 all the way basically to First Street. So there's quite a bit of main replacement work to be done. We'll bid, there's a task for financial and legal assistance as we run through the SRF gamut, try to close on financing. So I outlined a schedule on page 4, which is, like I said, in the mayor's email, extremely aggressive, at least from our perspective. I have lined up surveyors to take this thing on. It's our own people, but they're gonna be ready to gear up to start in on this, assuming we're told to go, pretty much immediately, so we can get this thing done. Do all the kind of communication we need to do with the residents of the area, and document what we need to document to the SRF folks so that we can get the funding to make this thing, you know, a reality. The budget's outlined on the back. I tore off, as a part of the contract I also spent $200,000 in the investigation because SRF's gonna pay for that direct. That $200,000 grant's gonna be a contract direct with Commonwealth. So it's just the savings to the city at the end of the day on the design fee. There's some certain exclusions. All the post-bid stuff I wanted to negotiate next year after we bid everything and the loan's closed, so it minimizes your guys' exposure financially until we actually have a loan. And then at the back of this packet, there is all the different areas that Bill and Aaron had selected, which is the 9 areas. Some of it's main replacement and service line replacement. There is one looping project on Winchester Road. Some of it is service line replacement only in the southern part of the city. So it's a gambit of pretty much anything we could be doing over that out here. So I don't know if there's other questions. I mean, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I said this to the mayor in the email. I know it's a big number. It's actually less than 10% of the total project cost, so I think it's a fair number. I know probably the city doesn't have $1 million burning a hole in their pocket. Obviously Commonwealth would be willing to work with you guys on payment and everything, just because we know it's gonna be a guaranteed thing at the end of the day with the loan closing. So,
Right.
just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay. So we still don't know what the funding will be for sure. What?
I don't have an exact breakdown, Dan, of the mix of what it's gonna be now.
Okay.
And I don't know when I'm gonna know that.
Right.
I just think the longer I wait to know that, the less time we're gonna have to get the job done. I know that they're gonna reach out to other entities that call, after they get past what's called the fundable range, they have what they call a working fundable range. So if projects don't go or people decide to pull back or whatever, they just keep going down the list and doing other, you know, cities and or towns until they can spend all their money. So, that process runs through August 15, and then I bet it's still, the dust hasn't settled until at least September, maybe even later than that. So, in order to get everything done by March, I'm just concerned if we don't move fast,
Right.
we're gonna be in a bind.
Right. Questions, concerns?
So you think you're pretty confident that we're gonna get a grant for this then?
Well,
Or 0% interest loan?
well, we're guaranteed the 0% interest right now, but some of it could end up being grant too. We just don't know what the mix and match is gonna be.
Yeah, that's right, Craig. If I could tell you, I'd love to tell you,
Okay, I'm just wondering.
but I don't have that info.
All right.
And that's what you're
Like I
saying.
said, worst case, 35-year loan, 0% for the 12 and a half, which still sounds pretty good.
Right. I mean, that's not every community is getting that offer to them. We were in the fundable range, so. And it can be drug out over 35 years, right?
Correct.
Which helps keeps rates down.
Sorry, Ian, did you have a question?
The breakdown between grant and 0% interest loan, is that the August 15th date that you were talking about, or that with the
That's-
dust settling into September?
August 15th is the date for the working fundable range entities to say whether or not they would be interested in funding too.
Got it.
So again, I don't think we're gonna really know until even September.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
And there's been a lot of projects that have been on the project priority list,
Mm-hmm.
and they've dropped off because they never finalized everything, and there's been a few of them been on there for 4 years. So those funds will just carry down to other projects accordingly,
Okay.
yes. And I want to reiterate, the key areas that we're looking at here are those areas that we found that were disadvantaged in the community. Primarily. So that gives another, little push there for them to give us some grant funding. Now, obviously, you can't guarantee anything, but with that, I think you're staged very well.
The one thing I guess I'll say, and just because I don't know, and I'll be quite honest about that, there will be, because the PER has not been formally approved, because they wait to even approve it until we're in this process. But I think once they see the areas that we're targeting with moving forward with, that's gonna give us a better feel for what our actual funding package will be at the end of the day. But that process could take months too. So it's unknown, but again, like I said, the offer right now as it stands is pretty good.
Yeah, because there's basically three options in there. There's grant money, there's zero interest loan, and then there's low interest loan.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And right now we're guaranteed all of it at zero interest, but hopefully some at grant funding too.
And then we would pay with this through utilities, is that the deal?
It's just water.
Okay.
It's main replacement, lead line replacement. This is a major water project.
Right.
Right, it is.
And it's in the older, looks at what I'm seeing, it's in the older part of town, or most of it's in the older
Well, most
part
of it we're
town.
trying to hit areas that have lead lines.
Yeah.
So we can replace. Ben, earlier you made a comment about replacing to the house, and this has been a question for everybody, even with legislators. To the house is where?
To the meter.
Which are
So that's,
So I mean, this requires bringing in licensed plumbers to make that cut through the house. I mean, that's not our guys going into
It's
people's
basically
houses.
making the connection in the house.
Correct.
Where the isolation valve is inside the house, you do want a licensed plumber to come in and make that final connection. Not saying you guys can't do it, it's a liability.
And the way I see it is, the bid package will specify that specifically, and then the contractors will be required to hire
Right.
something local,
Right.
hopefully,
Right.
to do that work.
Ben,
Yeah, Bill.
when you talk about going into the house, now since it's FRF funding, we cannot do it ourselves.
That's correct.
That's what-
Yeah,
right.
that is correct.
We have to hire it done.
Yeah, thanks for saying that, Bill.
And,
Right.
another question is, with the project that you're laying out here, what percentage of the lead lines are we gonna get out? Cause I know our goal's 100%, but I know there's a lot of other areas that we haven't addressed.
Well, the one thing I would say about that, and I'm glad you brought that up, again, the projects that are set forth here are 330 services. Through the investigation, we're certainly gonna figure out that some of them actually aren't lead. And so what I'm gonna suggest is, when we find that out and we can eliminate certain connections, I wanna look for other connections that we know are lead.
Right.
Where we can replace service lines, so that we can get the biggest bang for our buck and spend the money appropriately,
Right.
the 12 and a half.
So if,
Cause there are areas that I know that there's lead and we haven't addressed yet.
right,
Well, and I know you got more than just the
Okay, so if you find a bunch of areas that, like, say a street that were all replaced and they're not lead, can this money still be used in other areas outside of this project area to replace lead lines?
I'm saying yes, Dan, because we have other areas that we set forth within the PER that we
Right.
said were lead that we aren't targeting. What I'm saying is we will jump down to those areas
Okay.
in an effort to, again, get the biggest bang for the buck.
Okay.
And this one's happened with other projects, Dan.
Right.
Same type of scenario, we found areas that, or homes that basically did not have any type of lead or identified as lead, and we just moved on to the next.
Okay. Okay.
Do we need some type of approval?
So is
or
that
what
what
do
we're
you
looking for,
think?
an approval to, and for me to sign, is that?
And
I believe that's what you're asking for Board of Works approval to move forward with your field work and getting going with this entire project plan, is that correct?
That's correct.
So,
I did
At
send
one
a
point
task.
two million.
Huh?
At 1.2 million, that
Right.
we don't know if we have any funding for yet, except for a 0% interest loan.
exactly,
Big ask.
it's a big ask.
So when will, does this have a pay schedule for this? I know you said that, you know, that you'd work with us knowing that the grant funding, or the other funding's coming.
The one thing I'll just say, Dan, I'll try to bill out SRF hours first, and then we'll go from there. And it'll go per task. So some of the stuff at the end will be at the very end.
Yeah.
My personal thought is just do what you can as long as you can, and then when we can't, we'll just carry it until we close on the loan.
Okay. And
Is it possible, so you have everything broken out into your tasks here and the timeline. And in order for us to close by the end of March of '26, your most immediate need is to get all of the field work done, right?
That's correct, Dan.
Is it possible to provide a more broken out pricing for each of the tasks or each of the schedule of works, like for field work, preliminary design, final design? Because if Board of Works has the ability to break this out until we know better what our actual costs are going to be for the city, whether it's going to be a 0% loan or whether there's going to be some additional funding, could we approve this in phases? Is that a possibility?
I guess that would be fine. The two most immediate phases would be
Field work and preliminary design, I would assume, but
it would be task 1, 2, 3, and then I would want you to look at task 6 because I feel like that needs to happen immediately too.
sure, that makes sense. Or at least preliminary steps on making sure that we have easements and
I wanna get
access.
that going like tomorrow.
Sure,
You know what I mean, though? So
sure.
those are really the big ones. And I know that's still a big number, whatever it is, but. Yeah, one through 3, and then 6. And we'll start on permitting anyway, but I mean, if that gets approved later, that's fine.
So, is it possible to have a better breakdown of the proposed costs
Are you
for
looking
CEI?
for men and hours and
Well,
hourly rates?
yes. I mean, if the overall budget for the project from planning through construction or through bidding is the 1.22. If you just identified the costs associated with 1 through 3 and 6, and it's better to, or it's more palatable maybe for Board of Works to approve those now.
I'm okay with however you guys wanna do it, I'll just say that out loud. I will also say out loud, if you approve the whole thing now, but say I'm only authorized to proceed with those tasks, and those are the only tasks I will bill for, until you say, do more.
Okay.
Okay?
That's,
Is
That
that
makes it
okay?
that's more palatable.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
look here, he's got
I
it
think-
broken out.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my calculator to see what that is. I mean, it's
What'd you say,
well,
one, two, on
I'm
the
sorry,
budget part,
1 through 3 and 6. I see
700,000
what.
up.
1
Yeah.
through 3 and
And
6?
six.
Okay, so we could crunch that number real quick and,
Well,
I
and
wasn't
keep in mind,
reading that
2.2
correctly,
is really
but
only
then-
28
'Cause that's the total.
because 200 of it's coming from SRF.
oh yeah, the first 200's coming from
The
that.
two
and-
point two, on task 2.2, you can take 200 out of that. That's where that asterisk is.
Okay,
So that line would only be 28,400.
I see what.
so 156,
No,
We
it's
can do it.
okay. I was looking at it differently. So we're good here.
Cause he wants to do all of two.
161, so we're looking at about 500,000.
And I'm fine with that, because again, that gets us going, that gets what I want to go.
Sure.
And hate to say it, but we're already into August. And before you know it, the year's gonna be here, we got a lot of work here, preliminary work to get completed.
Before March, yeah.
You have to have this all done before March to
It's not
close.
just before March, Tyler, we have to have everything ready to bid, and then have you guys in a position to adjust rates appropriately and then close by the end of March. So you're really talking, our timeline's even that much more compressed.
I mean, you're still looking at about 8.5.
Yeah, it's right around 700,000, 698. I didn't do the 400s and the 700s, but yeah, it's roughly 700,000 to get him through task 1 through 3 and then 6, and then take 200 off the lead service line property owner. I mean, it's just a rough number, but so basically, would you feel comfortable if we said, okay, Board of Works would give approval for those tasks up to, let's say, $700,000?
Absolutely.
What do you think about that, Tyler and Dan?
Where are we gonna come up with the $700,000? Cause then we just have a rate study and say that the coffers were kinda empty in the water.
Well, this is from water, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
water.
This is gonna be the water.
Right. Aaron's not here right now, but I mean, she's, I know, since that last increase, it's been going up. It's a lot better than it was 2 months ago. I mean, Aaron's been involved in all of this the whole way.
Did she provide feedback on this?
Unfortunately, no, because she was gone.
Yeah, and she's the one that sees the financials right now. I mean, right now, that's the only thing that's tough is, if Aaron was here and said fine, she's fine with it.
Can you
What are you
approve
gonna do?
to have Aaron
What are you gonna do
review?
in the next 2 weeks between meetings here? You're gonna start lining up? I mean,
Survey,
you're not spending $700,000 in 2 weeks by any means, so.
it'll be through the end of the year in my first opinion, Tyler. So there's gonna be months that are gonna go by before you burn through all that.
What can we approve now, Ann, do you think? Until we can talk to
Well,
Aaron.
If I'm understanding correctly, you would prefer to have the entire project approved with a not to exceed amount associated with that, and authorization to move forward with tasks 1, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 3, and task 6.
That's correct, yeah.
So that's the kind of revised ask.
What's your thoughts, Craig?
I mean, I think it's something's gonna have to be done anyway.
Yeah.
You got an opportunity for 0% or a grant, I mean,
In the grant,
And
I
the
mean,
first 200,000 of that 700,000 is SRF fund, grant funds already.
right.
Correct,
will that come directly to you then?
correct.
Yes, we sat in on the meeting with SRF, and it'll be worked out directly to them.
So if we don't step into the arena right now, we'll probably lose that opportunity.
Right.
That was my thought. In fact, I haven't even continued to pursue it until we had this meeting.
Are you feel comfortable with saying go through with those tasks and
Yeah.
up
Yeah,
up
yeah.
to 700 grand, I'd say?
Yeah, in order to receive any of that funding that we wanted, I mean, we have to get moving on this.
I'd make a recommendation, or I'd make a motion that we accept what task
No, we
121, 2.2, 2.33, and task 6. Keep the amount hopefully under 700,000 for that first, according with the $200,000 grant for the SRF, and have Dan sign it.
Second.
Okay, that's a motion for tasks 1, 2, 3, and 6. You need to sign. All in favor?
Aye.
Alright.
Opposed, same sign? Okay.
To clarify, and it may require an additional motion. So you've given approval for those first tasks, but is there also approval for the overall project?
I would say not yet, until, I would say we started with the first task to get the ball rolling, and then at that point in time, maybe we'd know where some of our funding was. I mean, I don't know if I'm ready to give approval for $11 million lead replacement if we, not knowing what we have to charge or increase our rates. I mean, we don't even know what we're have to increase our rate at.
Right.
That's okay, Tyler. I can revise the agreement to be specific to that then,
Okay,
okay?
okay.
And
If
just
that makes sense, I just don't wanna say, I don't wanna spend 12.
right, and I understand where you guys sit, but everyone needs to realize that this is all gonna have to happen anyway. This lead line replacement is going to have to happen, and we have a deadline to work on it and get it done. We're getting close to the deadline for this investigation, and then everything else is gonna fall right in line, so. And I'm fine with doing it like this, but it is all.
When
around.
is the deadline that they're all supposed to be replaced?
Within 10 years. And that clock started ticking, what, a year ago? Or, no, maybe this year.
27.
So,
But
yeah.
the whole intent is that we've been working aggressively to stage community for low interest loans or 0 interest and the grant funding. And that's right where we're at. And the next step is to be aggressive to get positioned for that March deadline. And I know it's time off, but it's gonna come quick.
Yeah.
It really is.
For sure.
Okay, so,
So for now, there is going to be a revised agreement provided. If you don't mind copying me on that when you get that ready. But then it'll reflect what was passed here. So tasks 1 through 3 and 6 with a not to exceed amount of 700,000 and the first 200 coming from the SRF grant funding.
okay. All right, thank you guys. Thanks for all your
Did we
work on this
pass it?
project, thank you.
Okay. I didn't know if you said all in favor.
Yeah.
No,
we did.
that was,
Okay.
That's what we
I was
passed.
just summarizing. I was just
Okay, okay.
summarizing.
So
Sounds
it's-
good. Everybody's on the same page.
Yeah,
Hey, Ben, could we have a copy of what you did there?
it's fine by me if you guys are okay.
Well,
I
'cause we-
can send them the summary.
yeah, because we haven't agreed to everything yet, and that's why, I mean, there's only 4 tasks that,
Yeah, I hate to say, Jim, it's surveying, it's field investigation, it's preliminary design,
Permitting.
and it's easement and right of entry coordination. Okay?
I think once once we approve what Tyler was talking about, the rest of the project, then we'll have that all out so everybody can see where it's at and what's going on.
Thank you.
Yep.
What sections are these covering? When they approved it?
Well, it's 9 different areas in town, it's a variety of streets. Elm Street, Winchester Road, Second Street, there's Adams Street, Jefferson, Monroe, Sixth Street, and then the Homestead Edition, and then High Street from Mercer to the southern extent.
And some of them are main replacement and some of them are not. We've already replaced the whole main in Homestead, we've replaced the whole main in High Street, so those are just lead line replacements. So it just depends where it's at, there's different needs.
So lead line service replacement, aging water mains that have failed, and then obviously improving fire protection in those areas as well.
Right.
I don't,
Could you?
do you wanna just, I can just give them this first page. It just has the project description.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That will tell you everything, that first page will tell you everything.
Yeah, if you guys wanna take a picture of that, or yeah, you can get, I got.
You got another one?
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next topic.
Okay, we appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Ben, thank you. Okay, next we have, and Jeremy's not here, he's out tonight. There's a change order for the 5 Points project. It's something that we had to do. NDOT changed their specs on all of their federal aid projects, and it basically is just changing the asphalt. They had some projects where the asphalt failed, so NDOT went back and changed their specs, and it was done after this was all set up. So, it's within the project, it doesn't go over budget, it doesn't change anything with the budget, it's just, we had to make it known that this spec wasn't in the original project, and we have to change it for going forward, cause NDOT, it's an NDOT ask, we have to, so.
Is that on the base or the surface? Does it say?
I don't remember if it's all
Just
the way,
change
I don't know if it's all the way.
specification on the
Yeah,
asphalt.
they just,
Okay.
like I said, they had some federal aid projects where the asphalt failed, and so they
Oh.
changed their specs.
Okay.
NDOT did, so,
Do you need a motion to approve
I'm guessing.
the change order?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept and change the change order from NDOT on the 5 Points project.
Second.
Okay, motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Okay, Kevin Gerber, you wanna come up? We're not doing these, right? Recording these. Okay. That's what I thought. And some of these, let's see.
He's bringing up the change of the petty cash, but that'll be approved by council.
Right. Some of these things he's just gonna bring up to you guys, and it'll actually get approved in council. I just wanna make sure it was on the minutes for the Board of Works. So, if you wanna talk about the pay gov and the petty cash?
So, last week we started using PayGov, which is the same service that Facilities uses.
Yeah.
So, you're able to pay with a credit card at the police department now for the golf cart checks, or if you're getting a copy of the report or anything like that, just for convenience of people. A lot of people are astonished we don't take credit cards that
Right.
have cash, so that started last week. Not asking permission to amend our petty cash ordinance. That was last done in, where was it, either 16 or 17, and it was at $200. Every time we send a blood kit out, it has to go to the state lab, it's $20. Now they've raised it, and in July, we've sent 5. So it just kinda gets redundant, constantly turning in receipts to get petty cash back out. We use that cash to pay for the postage. Along with stamps now are almost double what they were in 16 or 17, whatever year that was. So we go buy a roll of stamps, that's almost $100. So just asking permission to up it to 400 rather than 200.
Do you need a motion?
You don't, it it's
That'll
gonna be
be-
subject to
That's council.
council
Okay.
approval, so.
Do they,
it's-
do they need to approve everything or just,
No,
it's just let us
it's
know?
more of a
Okay.
notification of, that this is moving forward.
Right. Okay, and then,
My fourth thing.
yes,
Unfortunately, we're gonna be more than likely short again. I have an officer who is in the very final stages, with lateraling over to the Indiana State Police. We should know this week if it is for sure, but he's already been given a conditional offer of employment. Today was the last testing portion of it. I have no reason to doubt he won't be hired by them. So I'm asking permission to take an applicant from our last process to perf. He would have been, essentially our number two that we'd interviewed, and just get moving forward with that process.
Is that applicant still interested?
Yes.
But I'd make a motion for you to move forward with the new officer as soon as you get a resignation from the,
the
I
current
don't
one.
want you to send him to perf if he doesn't get it. I mean, you don't know for sure though, right?
It's a 99%. Yeah,
Just wait till he gets it and then.
Basically, if you lose an officer, you have an opportunity to
I'm just trying
replace
to
him.
get ahead of it because we'll have this officer who's looking to leave. We'll most likely have him for the month of August. So I'm trying to get ahead so we're not short, and we're trying to play catch up.
Conditional, Board of Works would have the option of doing a conditional approval that upon receipt of a letter of resignation or firm confirmation from the existing officer that he is leaving the department, to move forward. I think there's an understanding of what you're trying to do, but I think there's question, if I'm
Right.
understanding,
I get
we don't
what
wanna
you're trying
have
to do,
an
but-
overlap with salaries or an issue with
Well,
having
this is
more.
just this is just the medical exam though. This isn't like enrolling them or anything. It's just the very first stage. So it's just the medical, the psychological exam stage of it. It's not actually hiring them.
Right.
But it's also incurring the cost of the exam.
Correct.
I'll make a motion for you to move forward.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Okay,
Thank you.
thanks, Kevin. Okay, Josh, you ready to come up, or you want? I think he's just gonna talk about renewing our contract with Christopher Burke Engineering for MS4, and then we'll talk about a little bit of a change out there after that.
No, just renewal of the contract that we approved last year for Christopher, keep on the MS4 paperwork and make sure everything's straight.
It's the same cost.
It's the same.
It's a straight renewal. It's like a not to exceed of 30,000, and they help with the compliance with our MS4 reporting. And I think that segues into the,
Right.
And our whole year, we had a year contract last time too, but it don't end at that year. If there's money left, they keep going. So I think for the year, end of this year is, we might have like 15,000-20,000 left. So there's quite a bit, so we can just keep dragging it out.
Okay, so, we just need a motion, right, to,
Make a motion that we accept.
and authorize, yeah.
And Dan to sign?
Second.
motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And with that, we have taken a part-time employee that's with us, the wastewater department. She's already working 30 to 32 hours a week. She's willing to go full-time and jump over and help Josh out with paperwork in the hopes that she can learn all this MS4, so she'll be still a certified plant operator with the wastewater department in lab tech and do his MS4 stuff, and with the hopes that she can do all this work and we can get out of that contract and let her do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was dragging out this contract deal as far as renewal. We had like $500 left, so it was, we need to do something now. So I didn't wanna do the contract and then her being hired. I wanted right at the same time, that way
so they'll both be MS4 corded. But the big thing is allowing Josh to do his job out in the field as he really excels out there, and not have Josh stuck at a computer doing paperwork.
Okay.
That's the whole idea. As we give more and more to his plate, we can allow somebody to do a lot of the work in the office for him.
Admin.
So
Do we need a motion?
I don't know. Do we need approval for that? To move her to full time? No. Okay, I didn't think so. I was just making that known that that's what we're doing.
Okay.
And hopefully get rid of that contract
Yes.
going forward. So,
Yeah, that's the goal. So
Okay.
now they have a whole contract to deal with all that, and they sit down with it.
and that's Andrea Ortiz is who that is. I guess I didn't say that, but so. Okay. All right. Thanks, Josh. Okay, Jamie, you have that quote for the NVR update?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dan and I met with Jack Gracie from Innovative Concepts, and because of Windows 10, the support for that ends at the end of October, I think. So we have to update our NVR system, which runs the cameras, at City Hall. So we have basically it's updating the existing NVR system to make sure that it'll continue to monitor, and with Windows 11 it'll upgrade with everything. They're also updating firmware for the camera system, and they will, it'll be, everything with the camera system will be updated. With the update, it does allow more, like double the amount of cameras, so if we needed to add more, we'd be able to do that in the future.
It also takes everything to the cloud now for
Yes.
storage, so we could access it remotely and different things too. So it's a big update to the system. Not only the Windows 10 thing, but the system we use for cameras and everything has now opened up to the cloud, which it didn't before. So this is an update that has to happen to this system.
Yes, and so this is a contract that will need signed for them to be able to do it, and the amount is $4,284.99. And that includes all of the updating and the labor.
What was that amount again?
$4,284.99.
Okay.
Motion to approve and have Dan sign.
Second.
Okay, motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, thanks, Jamie. Jeff,
Would that include the cameras on the plaza, or that would just for City Hall?
it's the two on the back of the building down there, but not the ones on the plaza.
Okay.
They're on their own system. Now, we could do some things, and like she said, it adds space for the cameras, so we could put these kind of cameras on there and wrap them around and bring them into the system.
I think it'd just be nice
I think so too.
for liability and,
Yeah, I think so too. Because the ones on the plaza are on their own system, so they're not a part of this system.
okay.
Okay, Jeff.
So on Friday, I received 3 letters of three guys want to resign from the full-time staff. So that's a third of our staff has resigned. Aaron has their resignation letters.
you would need,
We-
yes, they need to be made a matter of record, they need to be made a matter of record individually. And then that clears the way for the
Yeah.
your next request.
So the first one is a resignation letter from James Clark. Do I have a motion to make that a matter of record?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Second one is from Brian Brown.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed,
Aye.
same sign. And the last one is from Taylor Gage.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. This is a tough one. These are three young, really good firefighters. There's a couple, I mean, there's some, Northwest has a stipend where they can pay them to be paramedics, and it's a $10,000 payment right on top of their annual salary. And one is going to use that right away, and another one will be soon after. Last week at my conference in Elkhart, I sat down with Angola's mayor, and he's in the same boat. He's got 3 firefighters leaving to go to the same department. They're hiring, I think, 9 right now, and they're going to hire another 5 or 6 at January 1.
That's correct.
So Huntertown, or Northwest, whatever you want to call it, is growing that fast, and they're trying to pull laterals from anywhere they can.
So I'd like to say one thing. On Sunday, we have moved shifts around, so there will be a minimum of 2 people on every shift. I will be there during the day. So we have the station covered. There's no need to worry about that. With the 6 that are there, we can still cover what we need to cover. So what I would like to do, I have been speaking with an individual that was on Union City Fire Department, Union City, Indiana, let me clarify that. He was on PERF, which is the same that we use right now. He left Union City, he had a very young child, and his wife was pregnant, and they were working a 48-96, so they were on 2 days off 4, and that wasn't working out for him. With PERF, if you leave a department that is PERF, you have 6 months that you can be hired back by another PERF using department. His 6 months are up at the end of September. So what I'm asking is to hire him laterally, basically suspend the application process for just this one individual to get him a letter of intent to hire so we can stop his 6 months. He's a good fit. He's on Monroe as a volunteer right now. He's an instructor, and everybody, most of the full-time staff know him. And then in the same aspect, I would like to start the hiring process to hire at least 2 more to replace the other 2.
It is within Board of Works purview to be able to determine that it's appropriate to suspend our normal hiring process or like hiring policies, especially in light of being down a third of the department. So this would assist in kind of bolstering the remaining staff and department and accelerate getting it back up to closer to full steam. But Board of Works makes the policy in determining how the hiring takes place, and so you do have the authority to find a basis to move away from that under extended circumstances like this.
So what do we do? Make a motion to suspend the normal rules and approve Jeff to,
Moving forward with a lateral hire for the
Yep.
fire department.
so moved.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay.
And then a secondary motion would be to move forward with the hiring process and accepting applications for 2 new full-time firefighters.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, then you have one word.
Yes, we had, during our paid on call, we were had a hiring process open for that. We had 6 applicants. One had to pull their application due to having to have surgery on their foot. One was over the age of 40, which is under our new paid on call. And one didn't turn in the appropriate paperwork. So we had 3 take the written test. We're supposed to take the written test, excuse me. One of them did not show up, so we had 2 to take the written test. They both passed the written test, and one failed the agility. So we have, I'd like to present one to hire on the paid on call side.
I had a question on that. Why do they have to be, did you guys make the rule that they have to be under 40? I mean, we have volunteers that are in their 60s. What's the difference at that point in time?
I'm gonna let Ian take care of that.
It's a statutory
It's
requirement
a state statute.
For volunteers or for hired firemen?
for a member of the department, which is a paid member of the fire department.
State statutes don't distinguish between a paid on call and a full-time fireman.
It's just a higher date, it's not, so that would, yeah, that just seems odd to me. If you have someone physically and ably that can pass the test, maybe this person can, but if someone can pass the test, but you're gonna have 60-year-olds on the department that may not even be able to pass the test, and we're gonna turn a volunteer away when we can't even get volunteers.
The police have the same thing. I mean, they can't hire, what's the age on police? 40,
It's
yeah.
for
They have
public
military
safety.
If they were honorably discharged, they can be 40 in 6 months.
by the higher date.
Do you have a name of the paid on call?
Yes, sorry, Maddox Hillary is his name. And if I could, I'd like to get him put on. And in the same aspect, 2 of the 3 have requested to stay on as paid on call. I know that's your decision whether you will allow that or not, because they would have to be approved. 2 of the full-time that have resigned have requested to stay on paid on calls.
What are your,
Right now, I'm sorry.
what are your thoughts about that?
I have no problems with that right now.
Do you think that's gonna create a problem in the future? Because, I mean, we just had 3 run off. Are they gonna be sitting in that department talking to the other ones saying, I mean, in all honesty.
Yeah, you're right. They fishing.
Could be. I don't.
But if you're in a bind right now,
Because right now we are 4 short.
I would give you permission, my personal self, and you make the decision. That's my feeling. Let him make the call. Give him the opportunity to make the call.
If I may, and I'm not sure where, if it's wrote anywhere, but they would automatically go back on a 6-month probation. Since they would be moving from
Full-time part.
full-time to, that's how the paid on call job description is. They have they already have all their required training. So they would be on probation for 6 months after their hire date. But I understand if you say no.
No, I don't have a problem with that.
I'll let you finish this discussion, but I do have a different point as to the age limitations
Okay.
and requirements, so.
So,
Yeah.
Mr. Hillary, with Maddox, he's went through everything, he's been interviewed, everybody on the interview board liked him. I would like to ask for his approval so we can get his training started. He has no training at all. If you want to table or discuss the other 2 individuals, I'm leaving that up to you.
I'll make approval for the new volunteer.
I'll second.
Okay, good.
Motion and a second, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign?
So at that point, how many does that leave you short?
1 on the paid on call side, and then still 2 on the full time if
It should be more, if you were asking for the 2 that left to make,
right, if they allow the 2 that left
So
to
you're
stay.
3 short, so.
yes. So right now, we haven't approved those 2, you're 3
Right.
short. right?
4 short.
4 short.
Tim Geimer's retirement
Made 4, but you just gained 1.
Just gained 1, so we're at
3
3
short.
short.
Okay, you're
If
3
he would've
short.
approved the other
Right.
2,
He'd be
then
1.
I will be coming back in the future, and I don't really wanna try to run both processes at once. We've done it in the past, but if I can get the lateral hired, and then I would consider running both of them at the same time. Cause I'm not sure what type of paperwork I have to get with Aaron or Wendy to get that filled out.
So do we need to give you permission or a motion, do we need to have a motion that says that he can take the ones that just turned in their resignation and use them as paid on call? Is that what we need to do?
I think, I mean, we can have a motion that says it's up to him if he wants to.
Is that what you want
I
us
mean,
to?
he can bring them back in and interview them, and
Yeah,
and
and
figure
then
out
if
whether
you
he
wanna
wants to
put
or
them on
not.
probation for 6 months and monitor their behavior, then that's up to you, in my opinion, as a manager.
Yeah, I'm not gonna step over your bounds, but
No.
I would say walk lightly. But you make the motion.
I'll make the motion to allow Chief Sheets to
make the decision.
make the decision.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thanks. Thanks, Jeff. Oh,
Ian had something to add there. I don't.
Age limitation, it's 40. There are a couple of exceptions, and the military gets an additional 6 months. There's also an exception if there is a member of any department that they can be reappointed in some capacity, so long as they are not yet receiving retirement benefits from one of the, I think the 77 fund is the only
77
one
fund,
that's
yes,
in
the only-
effect.
Yeah.
And can complete 20 years of service before reaching 60 years of age. So if they've got prior experience and they've left the department, they could be hired back on if they're over 40, and they could take their prior years of service and their additional years and add that in to add up to 20 by the time they reach 60.
Can you
So
not
it
hire?
is-
Can you not hire lateral at 40? Like,
No, you can.
So-
You can hire, as long as they're in, we're talking full-time. You
why
can
would
hire-
that not be any different? So if we're gonna play the rules by full time, why would that be no different for the rules for volunteer? If I'm not correct, if this is person that I think we were talking about was a volunteer at another department, why can they not lateral into our volunteer by the laws that you're saying?
I don't know that you can lateral somebody over 40. Can you?
Yes, James is over 40 and is lateral up there.
So, I mean,
Oh, I didn't know that.
just asking.
But if he meets these requirements, then it's a non.
I just hate turning able bodies around, away. That could have.
Can we table this
Well,
until next meeting?
I was gonna
So
say,
we're
I'll
not-
talk to you after the meeting and
Right.
try and get a better
Not
understanding.
trying to,
Yeah,
so we can discuss this.
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then my next question is, so these guys all left because they're getting paid more because they're paramedics, correct?
One is a paramedic,
One
one's
is-
in a paramedic class, the other one is not a paramedic.
Is there a plan to try to change, I mean, that's a lot to leave. I
We're-
don't wanna put you on that.
We're working on it. There's meetings being held and there's discussions being held. Yes.
I think I've been in Dan's office more than I've been in my own lately, so, but that's okay.
To answer your question, yes, we're looking into
Okay.
everything. So,
That's all I need.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Jeff, which one is it?
Hmm?
Which one does not wanna come back? All three.
Don't say that.
Right now, we're waiting, okay?
Two are on, two and one doesn't. Correct. Is it Maddox or MADDOX or MATPAX?
It's DD,
DD, okay.
yes.
We have MATPAX.
Okay. Good, do you have anything else?
Are you doing this tonight?
The,
Hillary. Yes, Hillary.
yeah, I have that as well.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. That's the only thing that I had that I wasn't sure that you were gonna do. Okay,
No, you said Hillary.
I don't have any.
Maddox.
So, is that the
last thing I have, yes.
Okay. So I have, a memorandum of understanding that's a renewal for the past 2 years. Brad Weber is the director for Belmont Cadet Football, Youth Football. And the last couple of years, they've used the grass area at, Merritt Center for practices and games. And so he's asked permission to be able to do that. He's reviewed the updated agreement, has signed it and returned it. And, we just need Board of Works authorization for mayor to approve and sign.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Alright, opposed, same sign. Anything else?
That's it.
Anything else? Anything from you guys?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign.